She's my 2-year-old, soon 3-year-old thoroughbred that I'm training for the makeover. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys an update of where she's at and a few little tips as to the things that I'm doing and why I'm doing them with her. So she's doing, if you watch the video with Bling, you'll see that she's further along. Part of that is she's just naturally way more athletic and agile. And also partially because I've had her slightly longer, like 1 month longer. So anyways, let's take a little look.
So this is where you're going to see that Fairly is naturally a lot more athletic than Bling. So for her, standing up with 4 feet on the pedestal is so easy. She just does it like right away, piece of cake. And that is just really a lot to do with her conformation being a lot more compact. Bling is longer in the back and just built differently, so Fairly has a lot easier time doing that task. So that's where her big strength is. I don't have any jumping in this video, but jumping is the other thing that Fairly, it just comes really naturally to her. I haven't done a whole lot with her, but I've done some cross rail bounce stuff, just free jumping, and she just gets it so easily. So that's a little look too at the drag there with the little stuffed toy, repurposing old stuffed toys. It's a easy thing to do, nice and soft for the horse. And you can see she did pretty good at that. A little bit fidgety, but overall pretty good. And again, she's very good with her feet over the bridges and things. So easy for her to go across, and she steps pretty nicely. And then here I'll do this one on a little bit of an angle so you can see she's pretty good and aware of her feet, that she can kind of turn and easily step up onto the pedestal and doesn't kind of step over it or anything like that as she goes to it. So she's really good at that kind of stuff. Here I'm going to do some stuff with the hula hoop, and this is where you can see her little bit of fidgety side, and part of that's lack of confidence, and part of that is she just tends to be a little bit more kind of wanting to be on the go and just a little bit more wanting to move her feet type of personality. So she's doing pretty good with those types of things, but I've definitely got more work to do with confidence building in what I call the all-around game. And then here's a little look at her back up and some of her sideways towards me there. So when I hold the stick in my hand out to the side like that, I'm calling her haunches towards me. So you can see I've got my hand out to the side, and then that asks for her hip to turn, because I'm directing my energy at her hip to get her to do the back through there. And this is a fairly recent accomplishment for her, the back through. She struggled with that. Sideways, she was okay. Where she got confused there is as I tried to turn the corner, she thought I meant turn her hip when really I wanted her shoulders to come to me. So I just cued her back the other way. But she's doing really well with her sideways cues and sideways over objects. She's pretty trusting with that. And here's another little bridge. This is the little narrow bridge, and she does a really easy job of stepping right into that. It's a suspension bridge. She came out of it a little bit funny there, but she's pretty agile with that kind of stuff. And then here we're going to get to see Fairly's fast side again with the carousel. She's like, let's go. So that forwardness is a little bit of lack of confidence shining through, where she's kind of like, let's just get it over with. Like, I know you want me to push this thing, so let's just do it. So when I see that, I want to help her understand, like, let's take a deep breath, like let's do this slowly, let's not really rush this. It doesn't have to be super hard. So she did it better on that side, so then now I'm just turning her and going on the other side, although I have to get her to maneuver around. And that's because I've got these little kind of, I don't know, tassels, I guess you could call them, on the side of the carousel. So she's so busy looking at that tassel out of her left eye that she's not really aware that she's about to get her butt slapped by the carousel turning on the other side. And my job as her handler is to try to make sure she doesn't scare herself. So, and she keeps trying to really push into it and just kind of blow past it. And this is an important lesson for her to be like, no, we're not going to just blow past it. Let's like calm down, take a breath, regroup, and let's go slowly, which is much better there after taking her deep breath, because I don't want her to really rush the obstacles. I want her to use her brain and to really think her way through. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do for the makeover because Fairly is a lot better with her feet, and she's more talented with, picking up her feet, going over bridges and stuff, but she's naturally a lot less confident. And probably a big part of that is Fairly's only 2, and she hasn't really done a whole lot, and she lived a good chunk of her life on stall rest because of her fractured pastern. Whereas Bling has been exposed to a lot more actually being out on the racetrack for about 5 years or so. So they're totally different horses and what they know. So here she's able to back up onto the bridge. So I had her front feet off and she was able to back up onto it. So she's pretty agile that way. And then in a second here, I'm going to ask her to bring her front feet back up on. And so one of the things when I'm training horses for the makeover is I never like to kind of say, this is what horse is going to do and this is what that horse is going to do. Instead, I train them in all these, what I call, to me, they're foundational skills. And I'm just kind of playing around with what are they good with and what are they not good with. And that helps me dictate what they're going to do. So when I first started training them, I wasn't thinking that Bling would do trail because I thought Bling is too klutzy. But now I'm thinking maybe Bling might do trail because of how calm she is in the situations. Now for doing Fairly's bum, I have to flip over the banana bridge. So on the one side it's tippy, on the other side it's not. And we're working on moving her hips, doing it like this, where I walk her across. So you get to kind of see how I break that down into task for them. And then I ask her to side pass off the bridge, taking her hip over. So she's got a little bit of work to do there with her hind end and learning how to slow down as well. So I'm really not sure at this point where we're going to be because we still have a lot of time. So even though she's struggling with these things, I'm confident that her confidence is going to get even higher, and she's already improved so much, being able to back through the curtain and stuff like that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this update of where she is. Thanks.